Hello and welcome to the latest Circadian FX market mumble. So as we drift towards holiday season, for some of us we're well into it, but at the moment we're drifting much the same as the pound is actually drifting. So if you look very closely, you can see over my shoulder here, that's the pound against the euro for the past few weeks. And you'll see that the story is pretty dreadful for the pound as the pound goes from 112 or so down to 108 or thereabouts at the moment against the euro. This worries me. I'm concerned about this for a reason, and my reasoning for being worried is different from most people. At the moment, accepted, understood wisdom is that the pound is going to slide down ever closer to parity with the euro and down probably below 120 to the dollar as well. This reminds me of a couple of instances I've seen in my experience in the last few years. The first one is the dot-com boom and when the bubble burst. Everyone was feeling the same way. It felt as if the market could only go one way. It felt as if the dot-com shares were just going to go upwards and upwards and were moon-bound. Everyone was talking about it, and we all know what happened then. The second instance is the financial crisis of 2008, where banks were lending with a little bit of abandon, and they probably shouldn't have lent, or they definitely shouldn't have lent to the extent that they were. And what happened in the end was that credit became so easy to come by that that bubble indeed burst as well. Now this is the other way around. Everyone is negative about the pound. The only comments I'm hearing are the worst case scenarios, and the worst case scenarios are being accepted as fact. And I don't buy that. I don't believe that's the case. I think that the level of one currency against other currencies is a complicated thing. It's not just down to whether there's a no-deal Brexit. That is broadly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. The pound has a greater value and is extremely undervalued. I think we're likely to see that bouncing back fairly strongly as soon as we get some sort of clarity over which way we're going as an economy. And actually, the UK economy is in not bad shape. It's okay. There may be some short-term supply shock and demand shock, as Mark Carney has said. But bearing that in mind, once we've seen that worst case scenario become discounted and the middle scenario, which is what's most likely takes place, where there are some short-term difficulties but medium to long-term we're fine, then I think we'll see the pound coming up very, very strongly. So please don't get sucked into that. Please talk to us about your views and opinions. I think we'll see the pound strengthening again. So I'm going quite contrarian here. I have different views to the masses, and I think you'll find that I'm usually right. Thanks very much and have a great summer.